Good evening. My name is Kiki B. Jones. I'm also known as your pretty kitty on your radio from Whammo 1073. And this is my third year hosting our Black History Month celebration and reception. And tonight's event is going to be so inspiring. I know this because I was able to talk to one of the family members from the Vashons family, and I was just intrigued. So if you're expecting to be blown away, trust and believe you will definitely be blown away and inspired. And thank you so much for coming out in this crazy cold weather. And I encourage you all to enjoy the amazing display. All right, so this year, the city of Pittsburgh celebrates Black History Month with a salute to the Vashons family. Everybody say Vashon. Say it loud and proud, Vashon. There you go. We are going to salute the Vashons family, highlighting the enduring legacy of abolitionists and activists of the 1800s. Now, this family, which settled in Pittsburgh in 1829, is one of the most important families in the city of Pittsburgh during the building of our nation. You probably didn't know that, right? And their impact continues to motivate contemporary movements for justice and equality. Now, the impressive display that surrounds you this evening salutes true trailblazers. And this display and online content will continue throughout February because it's Black History Month, right? So please encourage your friends and your family. I know most of us don't go downtown unless we got to go to court or we got to go to work, we got to catch a bus, but come through and check out the exhibit and show your love and support for this family. Check out the content throughout the month if you can, please. A true highlight of this evening's program will be hearing from a member of this incredible family when Paul Thornell, the great-great-great-grandson of John B. Vashon, shares insight and inspiration with us all. And he's phenomenal, he really is. But first, I would like to introduce, I think for the first time, I will be introducing him, introducing our mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, who will speak about the importance of this celebration and the celebration of John B. Vashon and his family and their important contributions to the history of Pittsburgh and far beyond. Join me in welcoming our mayor, Mayor Corey O'Connor.
And the baby. I brought an assistant. Do you want to say anything? No? Okay. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you to our special events team, Christine, that put it all together for us again. This is such a great event that we do every year, and we encourage all of Pittsburgh to come down and learn about the history, learn about some of these great individuals that shaped our city and changed thousands of lives across our country. And today we have a very special family that we are honoring, and that is the Vashons family. And a lot of people probably don't know this history, and we were reading up on it today. Oh, just don't want to knock him over. But John Vashon was clearly a pioneer, was a small business owner, a conductor for the Underground Railroad, founder of the Pittsburgh Anti-Slavery Society. He established the first Black school for children in the city of Pittsburgh. And here in Pittsburgh, we know that our history is steeped in families and tradition, and this is one that is an anchor in our city. John's family carried on his legacy, which you can learn about throughout this exhibit, and we are actually honored that this summer there is going to be a historical plaque from the state of Pennsylvania that will be displayed right here in downtown. That is something, yes. That is something that is so unique that not many individuals get that honor. And that is why today is so special to honor someone like John and his entire family. And if that wasn't enough, on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh, today we have proclaimed February 6, 2026 to be the Vashons Family Day in the city of Pittsburgh. So congratulations. I should give the great-great-grandson the proclamation. Paul is coming up to share some words as well. But again, on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh, thank you all for being here. This is such an important thing that we do each and every year. And we encourage anybody that's watching on TV, please come down and enjoy this great exhibit. Our Department of Public Works and City Parks and our committee does so much great work to get this started. So again, on behalf of the city, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think I'll step off with you and somebody else to speak. Good evening. Thank you so much all for being here. I really appreciate it. It's really a special moment for the Vashons family and a wonderful opportunity to reflect on their achievements and also highlight the deep connection with Pittsburgh community and help increase awareness around them. My family is so grateful to Mayor O'Connor and for the great work of his team, Christine Wispel and Mary Beth Mueller. These kinds of things don't just happen by accident, and you have to be intentional about especially putting a spotlight on some names that aren't necessarily as household as perhaps they should be. I was first introduced to my Vashon ancestors when I was about 10 years old by my grandmother, Frances Vashon Atkinson, who was the granddaughter of George B. Vashon. She told me stories of John B. and George B. Vashon and their achievements that led to my interest in finding out more. Like many other Americans, I was inspired to ask questions about where I came from after watching Alex Haley's Roots in the 1970s, fascinated by his uncovering the story of his family in America. She shared with me family lore, but also showed me articles and book mentions on them. And as a 10-year-old, I was blown away about how this father and son, my relatives, left a major imprint on the nation by passing down a legacy of achievement and advancing the rights of Black Americans through their service to the nation, education, finances, the law, and the abolitionist movement. John B. Vashon who's my great-great-great-grandfather, was born free in Norfolk, Virginia in 1792. He was the son of Captain George Vashon, a white prosperous landowner, and Fanny Vashon, a black freed slave. John brought his family to Pittsburgh in 1828-1829, where they lived through the 1860s. He was a veteran of the War of 1812, a well-to-do businessman running a bathhouse and barbershop only a few blocks from here at 3rd and Market Streets. He became a leader of Pittsburgh's Black community and close associate of the noted white abolitionist William Lloyd Garrison, his mentee Martin Delany, and other luminaries of the time. The elder Vashon financed many anti-slavery efforts, a school for black children, and was an active conductor on the Underground Railroad, as the mayor mentioned, regularly shuttling escaped slaves through his home and place of business on their way to Ohio, New York, Canada. John exposed his son George to the abolition crusade at an early age, enlisting him in his Underground Railroad exploits during the 1830s and 40s, as well as meetings of various anti-slavery conventions and other esteemed abolitionists that were in their living room. George attended the school, the mayor mentioned, that his father launched, and really excelled in math, literature, and foreign languages in ways that would have been extraordinary for any well-schooled adult of the time. Indeed, the father and son collaborated very closely with each other and the broad network of abolitionists that they were a part of. George B. Vashon lived from 1824 to 1878 and spent most of his career in Pittsburgh, growing up here, but also for some years in Syracuse, New York, Washington, D.C., and Mississippi. Often overshadowed in notoriety by some of his peers, Vashon's career and achievements were truly extraordinary for a black man in 19th century America. He attended Oberlin College, which was the first college to admit blacks and women, and he was the first black to graduate. There were probably at the time about 5 or 6 other black college graduates at the time. He returned to Pittsburgh after he finished Oberlin to pursue a legal career and studied with Judge Walter Forward, a very esteemed judge of the time and later Treasury Secretary. And after 2 years of instruction, George B. Vashon applied for admission to the Pennsylvania bar, but was denied because he was black. A devastating blow to him, he chose to leave the area and pursue a career path elsewhere. He went to New York very briefly, where he passed the bar in 1848 and became the first black lawyer in New York, and then he went to spend 2.5 years in Haiti teaching at a college there. He then moved to Syracuse, New York upon returning and set up a legal practice there where he helped blacks and escaped slaves avoid the reach of the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850. There he was also a regular contributor to Frederick Douglass's The North Star and taught as one of the country's first black college professors at New York Central College. He was leader in many anti-slavery conventions at the time and was the first black to run for public office in New York. He returned to Pittsburgh in the years leading up to the Civil War and taught in the public school system, and also became president of Avery College, a higher education institution founded by Charles Avery here, a Pittsburgh civic leader. He met and married a fellow educator, Susan Paul Smith, and the family moved to Washington, D.C. in the 1860s, where he was one of the leading figures advocating for the post-Civil War constitutional amendments and served as an official at the Freedmen's Bureau until he was recruited to help found Howard University in 1867 by General O.O. Howard, former Civil War general who was running the Freedmen's Bureau and who Howard University is named after. He taught there for 2 years, also helping start Howard's law school, before leaving to teach at Alcorn State in Mississippi, where he died in a yellow fever epidemic in 1878. He's buried in an unmarked grave there somewhere on the campus. I've done extensive research and I'm grateful for any opportunity like this one to share more about these notable figures in history and our family stories. In researching the lives of these Vashons and sharing what I was told and later uncovered, I'm regularly confronted with some version of the question, why aren't they more well known? I don't know that there's a very easy answer, and I've grappled with that question, why. One possibility is offered to us by Alex Haley as he writes in concluding his family's story in Roots that, for the most part, quote, histories have been written by the winners. My family is so appreciative of this moment and the leadership of Mayor O'Connor and his team. I'm looking forward to later this spring, summer, when we'll be able to unveil the Pennsylvania historical marker over at 3rd and Market Streets where the Vashons lived and worked. And it'll be a great opportunity, I think, to continue to focus attention on them, tell their story, and also keep their legacy alive. So that's what we're here to celebrate, and I'm so appreciative everyone's here to do it. Thank you.
Creating a month-long exhibit as dynamic as what you see here in the Grand Lobby involves many individuals and organizations. I'm proud to represent one of this year's celebration sponsors, Odyssey Radio and WAMO 1073, and another sponsor who I just love so much when they send me emails to remind me that I'm over 50. I love them so much, AARP Pennsylvania, which is also busy bringing news of the exhibit to people across the state. And I now introduce to you the AARP Pennsylvania Associate State Director of Outreach and Advocacy, Colleen Catman, and ask her to come to the podium for remarks.
Good evening, everyone. We're so happy to be here once again. I think this is our 4th year in a row partnering with the city and the mayor's office on this amazing event. So thank you so much for having AARP here. During Black History Month and year-round, AARP recognizes our members, our volunteers, and all our community partners who give back to our communities. And on behalf of nearly 160,000 members in Allegheny County, we want to thank Mayor Corey O'Connor and the City of Pittsburgh Office of Special Events for allowing us to join in celebrating the incredible legacy of John Vashon and his family and all their contributions to our city's amazing history. It's something we greatly appreciate still today at AARP. At AARP Pennsylvania, we work to empower and support adults 50 plus and their families in our communities through a variety of programs and services. We advocate on issues affecting people of all ages, including health and wellness resources and educational opportunities. And we promote policies and practices for aging in place in Pittsburgh and making our communities more livable for people of all ages. We really believe that we all thrive when our efforts drive change together for the greater good. So thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Colleen. The steadfast commitment of John B. Vashon, along with his family, collaborators, and contemporaries, has paved the way for champions of equality and justice here in Pennsylvania, across the nation, and around the world. And this evening, we recognize 3 contemporary changemakers who are advocating for social change, empowering youth and women, and inspiring future generations to strive for a more equitable world. And representatives of those important organizations will briefly explain their missions and the impact of the Vashon family. First, I welcome to the podium Dr. Elise Pinchback Johnson of Black Women for Better Education.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you to the City of Pittsburgh for honoring the work of Black Women for a Better Education. Like Mr. Vashon, who in 1832 co-founded the Pittsburgh African Education Society and helped establish the city's first school for Black children, we understand the necessity of high-quality education for Black students in our region. Our work is dedicated to raising awareness of and building capacity around key educational issues in Pittsburgh. And we are committed to electing and holding accountable, unapologetically Black student-focused school board members. We stand on the shoulders of Mr. Vashon and the countless activists, advocates, and scholars who have fought for education justice in our city for centuries. We call on our community to demand excellence for Black students in Pittsburgh Public Schools and in all education settings across our region. We have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to transform the trajectory of Black Pittsburghers by creating a world-class school district. As approximately 1/4 of the city's population, but half of the PPS student population, we, when I say we, I mean Black people, have proved time and time again that we are committed to our school district. All that we ask is that our commitment be reciprocated through high-quality schools that value our children's humanity and provide rigorous, culturally relevant learning experiences that prepare them to live joyful and meaningful lives, hopefully here in Pittsburgh. May we all strive to carry on the legacy of Mr. Vashon through our commitment to our children and the possibilities that a high-quality education present. Thank you again.
I now welcome D.S. Kinsel and J. Thomas Agnew of Boom Concepts, which is a creative hub dedicated to the advancement of artists. Hi. Hi. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey everyone, my name is D.S. Kinsel. I'm here with J. Thomas Agnew and two of our big supporters. Boom always moves as a union and a movement. We also want to invite you to make sure you grab a free tote bag that honors the Vashon legacy and just showcases the family tree. I am a great migration family, so thank you to the Vashons for setting it up with some conditions before we got up here. Boom is dedicated to the advancement of artists and creatives across career level and discipline. Boom offers support for communities across the country with arts and culture experiences while also creating spaces for joy. Over 12 years, Boom Concepts has become known as a third space, cultural kitchen, and safe haven for neighbors to explore, grow, and learn through an arts lens. Boom is a trusted and dependable arts-run organization and artist-founded organization that advocates for creativity, liberation, and positive treatment of neighbors. Over the next 3 years, we're developing a new third space for culture and creativity in Pittsburgh's East End called the Rotunda. This 112-year-old former synagogue has historically served as a space of convening and safety, and we are excited to bring it back to life with a focus on arts, with the support of Pittsburgh and all of you here this evening. Thank you to the city, and thank you, Paul Thornell. We are honored to be continuing the legacy of Vashon family and Black excellence in Western Pennsylvania.
Everybody say boom. Yeah, yeah. All right, the Pittsburgh chapter of the Links Incorporated is a group of civic-minded professional women committed to service since 1948. And while Dr. Nancy Washington is unable to be with us this evening, it is my pleasure to welcome the chapter president, Kanika Capel. Is it Capel or Capel? That's all right. Kanika Capel.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Good evening. On behalf of the Pittsburgh chapter of the Links Incorporated, I am honored to share a few words about the legacy of the Vashon family and their connection to the Links Incorporated. The Links Incorporated was founded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1946. It is an international volunteer service organization committed to enriching, sustaining, and ensuring the cultural and economic survival of African Americans and other people of African ancestry. We have over 300 chapters across the United States and abroad. Members of the Links contribute more than 1 million documented hours of community service annually, and through its philanthropic arm have contributed more than $27 million to charitable causes. The Links has a long tradition of promoting and engaging in educational, civic, and intercultural activities that enrich our communities through 5 programming facets: services to youth, the arts, national trends and services, international trends and services, and health and human services. So what does all of this, as wonderful as it is, have to do with the Vashon family? I'll tell you. We wouldn't exist were it not for the Vashon family, because one of our founders is Frances Atkinson, a member of the Vashon family, who was there in 1946 in Philadelphia to start this illustrious organization. Not only was she a founder, she was the author of our official song and the 4th president of the Philadelphia chapter. So we like to think in Pittsburgh that we are carrying on the tradition that the Vashons are a part of. The Links Incorporated and the Pittsburgh chapter are an extension of the same call for service that inspired the Vashon family. The Pittsburgh chapter, founded in 1948, so just 2 years later, is committed to working with young people and women, among others. We partner with community organizations to mentor adolescent girls, work with schools to promote STEM education, have hosted a series of programs focused on women's wellness and health, finances, along with a host of other activities in the area of civil engagement and in the arts. We've been around for a while, and we've done a lot of work here in this community. I also, just as an aside, want to take a moment to point out, and she's featured on one of these wonderful displays, one of our platinum members, meaning that she's been a Link for 50-plus years, Nancy Washington, who could not be here with us tonight, is recognized nevertheless. Nancy's mother was one of the first members of the Philadelphia chapter, and so was a part of the same cohort as Frances. They were friends. So as you can see, we are all interconnected. Our histories are intertwined, and our vision for the future is shared. The thread that connects us is service. Thank you.
The incredible display surrounding us this evening showcases the history, challenges, and accomplishments of John B. Vashon and his extended family. You'll learn a tremendous amount about the family. Everybody say Vashon. Say it again, Vashon. Okay, just want to make sure y'all remember why we're here. Touring the grand lobby and viewing the display, and far more than I could ever summarize before introducing the member of his family. He spoke earlier today. So once again, a round of applause to the great-great-great-grandson, Paul Thornell. And I want to just do a personal note. Some people don't understand when you have events like this, you know, there are speakers. There are so many speakers. How come everybody's speaking? When you have a vision or when you are chasing after a mission or a message, you're not just doing it by yourself. You have a community to do it with you. And there are people who play a role in your story, people who play a role in your journey, and they are here to tell and explain and express their why. And so we are thankful for AARP. Let me go through my notes. We are thankful for all of our sponsors, for Ms. Kanika. We're just thankful for the city and the mayor, and we're just thankful that your why, Mr. Thornell, your reason was the reason why we are all here. If you didn't ask a question, if you didn't say, well, how come and why come, like little nebby kids do? Well, why come? Well, why? Well, why? Believe me, encourage your kids to ask those questions and give them the information that they need so that they too can be here to receive the proclamations and the appreciation and the understandings and their flowers. So round of applause for the Vashon family, please. It's truly been a memorable evening, it really has. And the festivities will continue. Make sure you stay and enjoy delicious refreshments and poetry and performances, which right now, V. Dorsey will be here. And a screen printing with Boom Concepts, which is a phenomenal organization. You all definitely need to look them up and support them. Be sure to tell your friends and family and neighbors about all that's happening throughout February, including this impressive exhibit and its online components. If you're here to get a marriage license, if you're here to, what do you do here? Like when you come here, what do you get? When you come here to get licenses and see the mayor and stuff. Parking ticket? I don't know. Nope, probably not. It's the stuff that you get at the city county building. Well, while you're here, make sure you check out this amazing exhibit. Is V. Dorsey here and she is ready? V. Dorsey is here. So make sure you show her some love and give her some support and appreciation. Thank you all so much.